All right. So what I was talking about in that other video was that, so you know, Code of CDF, I'm just going to call it that, is released on the 31st, right? So what other coaches do, much higher up coaches, because they have this down, is that they purchase it like on the 31st when it's released, or I think we can get it on the 1st. It's one of those. And then they start their VIP group the very next week. So their VIP group is them and then whoever purchased like right away and their coaches with them, and they just do it. And then you know how we have our group set for the 28th. So I'm going to call this group 1 and this group 2, right? So we would actually be starting on this day, on the 7th. But as we're posting, like we're going to do our post to Facebook that we're doing it with our VIP group, our challengers, whatever. But we're going to save those posts, like you can email them to yourself or save them in a Facebook group, or you could even go ahead and schedule them to post in our Core de Force group challenger app to go ahead and post on the day 1 of this group. See what I'm saying? Then when you do day 2 here, you would schedule it to go ahead and post on this day. So your posts are actually going to be showing up when the majority of you're doing it with your challengers, but you're not physically going to be on the exact same day as them. Because by the time they get here, you're going to be on like day 30 or something by then. But they're going to be following you from day 1. Get it? So that's what they do. So I was thinking we could go ahead. We would just have to be very prepared to purchase it on the 31st or 1st, right when it comes out, so that we can start on the 7th. For most of us, that's not a problem because we have BOD. So mine's going to get uploaded into there. But if you have to wait for the pack to get to you, you have like a week for it to get there. So you have to like order it right away. And then of course you can use that trick that I tell you guys about finding your first challenger in there who might want to buy those DVDs and you ship them to them and then you have it in your BOD. Okay? Does that make sense, Heather? Awesome. So who all thinks they're going to do that? I know Jennifer said she probably will. I'm kind of excited because I want to do that one as our really strong accountability group where we do our live videos to Facebook every single day. Like this is day 1 of 60 of CDF. And and we do it for each other because that really, really helps your business. And Lynn, I think you said you were going to do that. Are you going to do it? Probably. Okay. And you'll have to let me know, Jen. I am actually keeping a list. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to do my live video every single day as I'm going through, but then I'm going to snap a picture real quick and I'm just going to do Photify or something and put day 1 of 60 hashtag Core de Force or something. So then I know, in my phone. So then when I go and post it for the Challenger app, I already have them all labeled. I'm not all confused like, what did I do? And then once I post them, I'll just delete them from my phone. So that's my ultimate plan right now. And I might create like just a note section in my, email or somewhere where I can do my posts, like how I felt, what that workout was, what I ate or something, whatever I'm feeling. So that's how I'm going to do it. And then I know that when we purchase that, for anyone who isn't active, I'm pretty sure, I haven't read the specs and the FAQs, I'll be honest, but I'm pretty sure that will give us 45 PV. So you might want to plan on adding something like in Energize, where it puts you over that 50 and it pops you back into active status. You know what I mean? So that's what I do. I'm out of Energize already this month. Like, I have to place an extra order. Like, I don't know what happened. I'm like looking at 1 tube, like I only have 1 tube, 3 weeks. Not going to work. So that's going to work for me because I'll be able to order that at the same time. And I don't know, I'll have to juggle my accounts because both of them are active right now. So, okay. So that's like the technical part of it. Oh, and this is another thing. I'm going to start posting that I'm having that VIP group, but I'm also going to reach out to my other challengers that I've had in the past who really dig those type of programs. So like if they like Insanity, Max 30, Turbo Fire is probably right on the line. If they really like those type of workouts, I'm going to reach out to them like starting tomorrow and say, hey, I'm doing this VIP group with this new Code of Force. This is what type of workout it is. And I know that you loved Insanity Max so much. So I was wondering if you want to be in my VIP group with me. And send it all out to them. Then people who have told me no, like I'm going to work on them first. People have told me no in the past or they're waiting or whatever. Then I'll start reaching out to them like, hey, we have this new program, you know, like that. I'm also probably going to send a mass email out to all my customers registered under me too. So I'm going to start getting the word out about the VIP group. And then when I'm actually going through the program, I'll be advertising for our accountability group. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. All right, so that's like the technical stuff. Then, like I made this up today, and you guys will be able to tell what we're talking about here. I wanted to talk about something that seems to really, really, really happen when you're working the business a lot. So, and I went through it, so I can't say that it doesn't happen. Like when I was probably a year into coaching, Sophia got really sick, then I got really sick, and then she was in the hospital again, and I was trying to be in the hospital, and I was really sick. I was really sick to the point that I got actually shingles. And I was in so much pain, and nothing was good going on. And I was like, ah! And I got just really burnt out because I was trying so hard to keep this going and keep the family going and all this stuff, right? And I really do think that people get seriously burnt out. And I don't know how that I do it every single day, like the actual technical part of it. But I do remember all the way back then, I said, I really gave it thought. And I thought, am I going to quit? I'm not going to quit because I had like 10, 20 of my closest friends under me, and I wasn't going to go to them. Can you imagine what they would have told me if I went to them and said, I don't think I'm going to be a coach anymore. I'm really sorry about your luck. And at that time, my upline wasn't there. So like my coaches under me would have like strangled me. They may have driven to Orlando and said, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not quitting, you know? So, and I felt bad inside. I wasn't going to quit, but I knew I needed to think of something to make life more balanced, right? So some things that I do when I'm starting to feel really stressed out and just drained and like I'm not getting anywhere and, you know, whatever, those negative thoughts start coming in, that is not fair. And she's eating off the spatula too. So one thing I really do is remember why I'm doing this, right? And I won't lie, this last year I have totally really struggled with my why, because from the beginning, my why has been so I can get home and have more time with the kids. Well, Sophia starts kindergarten in August, and for me, that feels like to me that I missed my opportunity because I couldn't make it happen fast enough. You know, so I really struggled, like, you're the one who let yourself down. You're the one who didn't do it, you know? So I really, really struggled for that. But at the same time, even today, the reason why I do it is just to have that little bit more freedom. Like, when you go through a period in life where you're so broke and every dime counts to your budget, you really stress about money. So when something happens, like, for example, the things I've been going through lately with these bills, something happens like that in life, I really stress it. And I'm like, I need to sit down. I need a game plan. I need to do this. And I have to take care of that, because to me, those things have to go away to give me the mental freedom in my head that I can go out and have lunch with my girlfriends, or I could go get a massage, or I could get a pedicure, or whatever I want to do, right? If I don't have Beachbody, because my full-time income, I don't even know what I make. I have no idea what my paychecks are for my full-time income. I don't get a dime of it. It goes to our family account and bills get paid from it. My money is only from Beachbody. So if I'm not making anything here, I'm not doing anything. And I have to really remember, like, if I want the kids to go on field trips, or Cassie wants to do cheerleading, that's what, like, on days where I don't feel like sending out a message, I have to think, volleyball tryouts are coming up. I need to send these messages out. And just remember why you're pushing. Even when you don't want to push, you have to do it on some days. Yeah. Okay. So, I was looking at my audience here, right? There are some days where we wake up and we don't want to be mothers, right? You don't want to wake up and cook breakfast and watch cartoons and listen to them fight with each other and all this stuff. But you do it, right? It's the same thing. There are some days we're going to wake up and we're not going to want to do it, and you just have to do it because that's what you're pushing for in life. Either you can let your kids see you as a crappy mom who sits on the couch all day, or the mom who's going to get up and cook them breakfast or whatever they want 10 times over. So there's just, like, you have to really push yourself through those times. And one way that I really have worked through the whole burnout phase is that when I'm feeling that way, I just remember why, and then I remember how to make that fun again. Like, the things that are fun to me, my favorite thing is not challenge groups. Those are kind of draining to me, right? I don't have anyone texting me and saying, hey, did you get up and work out today? I don't know if I've ever had one single text that said that. Maybe from Jen when we were doing Insanity Max and we hit day 31 and I wrote and I said, I don't know if I could do this. He went from like here to here. I can't handle this. I'm going to cry. And she was like, shut up, keep going. And I was like, thanks, you're no help. But like, I've never had that. So I don't understand why people would not want to do it, because they have that feeling inside that they want to change. Even when I was 200 pounds, I didn't want to wake up and work out every day. And at the time, I was so embarrassed of failing that, and ask Jennifer, because we worked together at this point, I would not tell my family what I was doing. I didn't tell them I bought a workout program, nothing, because I thought it was just going to be something else I failed at. So I would literally go to work in the morning. On my lunch break, I had an hour. I lived like 5 minutes away. I ran home really quick. I did my workout. After my workout, I ran upstairs. I took a rinse-off shower. I threw my hair in a bun, and I drove back to work in an hour. My face would be red. I never wore makeup because I couldn't. Like, I wouldn't have time to reapply it. I would sit down at my desk and be like I'm still trying to breathe. And people would ask me all the time, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I just went on a walk. Like, so I don't understand. Like, all I knew is that I didn't want to be that person anymore that I figured out I was in the mirror. Like, I never realized I had gained that much weight until, like, one day I just had an epiphany and I saw myself and I was like, actually, I made fun of myself walking by a mirror in the mall. And I was like, oh, who is she? She needs to get up and do something. And it was me. So that is how my journey, like, started. And I just don't understand, once you hit that part of, like, wanting to change, pushing them through. If I feel like I'm having to push and push and push them, which I do check in with them, I feel like they aren't ready for the change. And if they're not ready for the change, there's nothing more I can do. Like, they have to be ready for that change to do it. So and all the excuses and the stuff of everything that happens in life is really hard for me to swallow because I've already been through all that. So I'm like, okay. So the challenge groups, although I love to help people, they're the most draining part of this to me in the whole business. So the way that I keep it fun is focusing on me and my journey. So you'll see, I switch things up all the time with nutrition. I'll try like I'm going to try this whole vegan thing, and I'm going to be sharing that in my groups. It's just me, though. It's me actually wanting to try it and learn something a little bit new, and then I'm going to be sharing with them. To me, the fun parts of coaching are actually the team, okay? So let me explain. When I was growing up and I was in high school, I went to school. I didn't have like a very stable place to live. I had a father who was passing away of cancer, so I would go to school all day. I would get off school, go to practice in whichever sport I was playing, and then I would stop by his house and clean up crap and take care of his house and try to take care of him. Not because I had a bond with him, but because I felt like that was my responsibility as a child. That's what you do. And then I went to work, and I worked from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. every day. I took a shower in the work bathroom, and then I went back to school. Somewhere in there, I would be lucky if I got a nap, and that was usually on my lunch break. I ate a 25-cent dinner from the deli every single night when they were closing down the deli, and the lady had to charge me something for it. And I just continued to do that. So my whole time growing up in high school, I didn't have like what people say close friends. Then I shipped off to the military, and I was surrounded by guys. So I had friends, but I didn't have that bond with people. And then I came back and I got divorced, and I didn't know anyone here, and I wasn't going to be friends with his family. And then I met Joel, and I fell right back in that loop of his friends were my friends. So if I didn't have Joel, I really didn't have friends. So I didn't have that whole where you can be a friend to somebody until Beachbody. Does that make sense? So if I kick Beachbody to the curb, I basically lost all my friends. Like, these are the people I talk to every day. And this is the stuff, like, you kind of need it in life. I don't have time to go hang out at Starbucks and have lunch. Ask Jennifer. She tries to get with me all the time. And I'm like, Jennifer, I'm too busy right now. I can't even talk to you about when I can see you. I'll talk to you later. Like, I'm just too busy for that. So my way of hanging out with people is more virtually like this. So to me, the team is fun. Doing the live virtual workouts, that's fun to me. I can't commit myself to do them all the time. I can't make a calendar to do them. I wish I could. Actually, live fit clubs, those are really fun for me, but I just can't commit to that right now. So what I try to do is I try to take it, figure out a way where Beachbody works in the life I live, mix it together, but keep it fun. Don't make it all about work. Whatever it is that makes it fun for you, find that and dig into it. Like to me, I don't think that there is a single day that goes by that I don't check in with you guys in those chat messages because I want to know what's going on. And that's my 5-minute date at Starbucks with you guys. You know, like that to me is fun. I like to know that stuff. Like we're going to do the virtual workout on Monday night. Like that's going to suck because it's really late at night and all that stuff, but that's fun to me. So, and then I just take it like how you guys see, my posts are crazy. I talk about being busy all the time because that's who I am. But I still find a way to mix that in with my life. And if you just find a way to mix the Beachbody part of your life into your life and not keep it separate, it just kind of rolls with it. It just goes. Then on top of that, what more do you have to do? Talk to people on Facebook and send messages? Don't we do that anyways? Like before you became a coach, did you do that, but it was just more about gossiping about somebody else or maybe a new job or you were looking at a car or you know, whatever it was you were doing, weren't you doing that anyways? So if you just mix it all together, it just kind of rolls more with it. Like Jennifer, for example, she does meal prepping and all this stuff all the time, right? I can't do that. I cannot get into that. That is not fun. But she does it. But she does it for her son, she does it for her and her 2 daughters, and she does it all the time. She's got all these creative recipes, and to her, that's fun. So she makes dinner. And what does she do? She takes a picture and posts it. Like you're already making dinner anyways. So then just make it part of your life and throw it out there. See what I'm saying? And then it's like so less stressful. And now it's just a part of your life where you took a picture of something. So to me, these are my notes too. To me, that's what's kind of kept me through the burnout stage. So even when I'm feeling like overwhelmed, and for me, October, November, and December, I'm always going to feel overwhelmed. This is the most busiest time of year with my kids ever, every single year. But at the same time, it is the most important time that I see for Beachbody because what happens in January? New Year's resolutions. Like I have to make my presence known in my post and in my Facebook, you know, my profile and get that going because come December, January timeframe, they're thinking about losing weight. So you have to get it out there even, so just be posting about everything in your life, but mix it all together. Like I mix the kids' sports and stuff. One very strong opinion, I know it's an opinion of mine, but what the heck happened to us when we became mothers? Okay, like seriously, have you guys ever thought about what we demand of our children? I know I do because I demand a heck of a lot out of mine. Okay, mine play all kinds of sports, they're in all kinds of activities, and I expect them to keep their grades up. And I expect them to do extra schoolwork on top of that. And they also want a social life. How can it only be 10 minutes? That's so crappy. Okay, so now I have to speed up. And we expect that as parents, right, out of them. And we expect them to do it without fussing. So why don't we expect the same thing out of us? What is so hard about going to work, working out? Well, ours is 30 minutes. You know how many hours a week my daughter cheerleads? It's ridiculous. Okay? We yell at them if they're eating a whole bunch of junk food and crap all the time. So why are we doing it? Like, it's the same thing. What happened when we became moms and those values changed? Or why is it only important for them? Why not us? See what I'm saying? So I do post that a lot, even in my post, about why do we expect that out of our kids, but we don't expect the same out of ourselves. So anyways, that's just a rant. Okay. So to me, like, even if you take a step back in coaching, there's really no real reason to like all the way ever quit coaching unless you just like totally hate it, which I don't think anyone does. I think we just get nervous that we're not going to succeed to the place we wanted to. But we have to realize that everybody is different. Like, I have no desire ever to be a top coach. Sorry, I just don't. I don't want to do all that traveling. I don't, right now, not when the kids are little, maybe when they're older, but I got 10 years to work up to that. I could take my precious old time, right? I mean, I don't want to leave them for weeks at a time. I'm going to feel bad. I'm going to hear it from my ex. Like, it's just not possible. I would like a little bit more freedom in my schedule, though, and that's what I'm working for. It's not any big, huge thing, but it's a goal that I'm working for, just to have, and I don't even know what that would be, because the only thing I would give up is my full-time job, and I actually like my full-time job, guys, so I don't know. But, you know, we don't all have to be shooting for that. We all have our own expectations of ourselves and where we want to go. And we have to remember that, because it could be totally different than where your coach is wanting you to go or what your husband's wanting you to do. You know what you want to do with the business. And you know if you can take your time or if you need to speed it up. Okay? All right. So, being lasered focused, okay? And you can tell that these are all topics that I had to deal with today. So to me, being laser focused is I know exactly where this business is going to go or where I want it to go. So if I got off this meeting and every single one of you wrote me and said, I really hated you on the meeting. I hate the way you say this stuff and I'm going to quit. I might feel bad tonight, but I will wake up tomorrow and know my business is going to continue on and it's going to go here. I have had friends that I've brought into the business and they have been long-term friends. I've known them for 20, 30 years and they have given up the business. And I still keep going because somewhere they didn't feel it or find it or set their eyes on it like I did. So like, for example, if Alana flakes out on me for a little while, maybe she comes back, maybe she doesn't. That's not going to stop where I am going with the business. Does that make sense? I know where I'm going. You guys make the choice if you want to come with me. But I know I'm going. So you have to like really know and see it and think about it every single day. Like, I don't know if you guys take time out of your life to think about that stuff. I usually do it in the car driving. I try to do it like set a whole schedule and do it 10, 15 minutes before I went to bed every night. That didn't work. So I try to do it when I'm in the car driving because that's where I use it. And I really, really think about where I'm going. What do I need to do? Like if I hit a time frame where, okay, well, I hit this goal. Maybe I want to do this. What's it going to take to do this? I need to send more invites. I need to like double my work. So how am I going to do that and reevaluate? And I really, really think about that stuff a lot when I'm driving. You guys got to know that. Like, we can't put it inside of you. Only you can put those thoughts inside of you where you're going to be freaking unstoppable, and it doesn't matter what the heck happens in life. You're still going to keep walking that way. Bear might come out and chase you, and you're just going to sprint forward for a little while. And then you're going to keep walking that way. But the damn bear isn't going to eat you. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to know where you're going and keep going. So, and then one of the most important ways that I can see that you do that is when you're so laser focused like that, you become much more resourceful. And that is super important in this business because anything can happen. My success partner might flake out on me. I don't have an upline coach to ask questions to. And that doesn't matter because I can go and YouTube it, or I can go and research it in our coach online office. I can find another success partner, whatever it takes. You be resourceful. I think very, very, very good with staying on top of my messages and answering questions and being hands-on. But there's going to be days that some days I can't do that. Like, I can't answer them all. So like today when I posted about the CDF VIP group, I actually had like 6 messages sent to me right after that with questions. And I was like, go back and watch the video. Like, watch it, listen. Watch that first, and then, like, what is CDF? You need to Google that, core de force. Like, it's you got to go out there and find those answers sometimes, and it's only going to make you a better coach. And then you want to be an excellent coach. Like, put a bonus topper on that. And this is one thing that I tell all of my coaches, and I preach this over and over and over. Every single time I learn something, I will share it with someone. I will share it with at least one person. And then if that one person goes and shares it with one person, and that one person goes and shares it, then we all know what's going on. Like, I don't even have to contact 130 of you guys all at once. Or I don't have to go one by one. I have no time that I can go through and write 130 coaches that are under me and say, hey, I'm going to have this VIP group on the 7th. What do you think? And then they ask me, well, what is that? That ain't going to happen. So they need to get resourceful and check in our coach group. And then if they have questions from there, they need to, figure it out. So I totally think that if you learn how to be, this is how I look at it. We all go to high school because we have to, right? But what do you actually learn in college? Has anyone ever thought of that? The whole time I was in college, the only thing we learned is how to go find shit. That's it. They taught us how to be resourceful. It's the same thing. If we put the theories together, now I know where to go look for logs, or now I know where to go look for medical plans, or now I know. I don't have to remember everything. I just had to remember where to go in the general direction to find it. And it's the same with this. And then once you're teaching people, it kind of just sticks in there a little bit more. Make sense? All right, so I think we're almost out of time, but does anyone have any questions? Did I tune you guys out again? I really tried not to do that. So those were all like issues just today, and I was like, listen, guys. So I made the list, and then when I found out that I was going to do a team meeting, I was like, I can say this. So, and you betcha I'll be posting it, but I betcha there'll be some people who don't watch it. So I'm pretty excited for core